Yeah, there's a saying in Korean, 천고마비, meaning that as the skies get high, horses grow fat.
Right.
And I think this doesn't only apply to horses, it applies to us as well because there's so many delicious things in this harvest
Your
season.
appetite just grows by the day.
Exactly. If horses, they're running all around all the time. If they're about to get fat because of the autumn appetite, then what's going to happen to us, right?
Right.
All right, so our Joey Mercadante joins us to tell us about a location that you can go to satisfy this appetite for adventure and food. Good morning, Joey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, so I didn't have to travel too far, actually. It's relatively close. I headed to Yangpyeon in the Gyeonggi-do province. And I went to this nice village that had this clean, clear water and air. And it was just this beautiful place surrounded by nature. And of course, yes, I did eat a lot, but I worked a lot too. So I think I deserved all the food that I got at the end of the day.
I'm sure you did.
So I think you'll see what I mean when we take a look at the report. Let's have a look at my adventures in Yangpyeon. Just an hour and a half subway's ride from Seoul is Yangpyeon, a county in the Gyeonggi-do province. It has one of the most beautiful landscapes in the country, the grand Yeongmunsan Mountain and where Namhangang meets Pukhangang River. It's a treat for tourists from all over the country and abroad during all 4 seasons. We first visited one of the most popular farming villages in Yangpyeon. Wow, look at the vivid colors. There's clean water, fresh air. I'm surrounded by nature here in a small village in Yangpyeon. And today is gonna be a special day. I just feel it, one that I'm gonna remember for a long, long time. Of all the farming villages listed with Korea's Agriculture Ministry, Sumi Village was given the highest honor, a presidential award in fact. The village boasts many regional specialties which they share with tourists throughout a variety of festivals.
We have the Mungtang Everything Grilled Festival in the fall, a Spring Strawberry Festival, a Water Fun Festival and Catfish Festival in summer, and a Winter Smelt Festival. We are the only village in Yangpyeon to have year-round festivals.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
All across the country, it's harvest season, and at Sumi Village, that signals the start of the Mungtang Everything Grilled Festival. Roasted chestnuts picked this season from 150-year-old chestnut trees, and delicious sweet potatoes freshly picked from the fields.
They're so big.
They are so big.
Well, they're humongous.
Dun-dun-dun, the mother of all sweet potatoes. This one's a keeper.
This kind of village farming experience is a nice break for someone who lives in the city. I hope there will be many more opportunities like this.
After the harvesting, we visited Hukcheon, a small river flowing through Sumi Village, and children here were busy getting ready to catch some fish.
With their feet? Oh, with their hands.
The
Not
waters
fair.
here
Love hands.
are pristine and filled with wildlife. In particular, the catfish and freshwater eels here are top quality.
And they're scaleless fish. They're really hard to grab onto.
They are. So lots of patience and focus later, we were all victorious.
3 catfish and 1 eel. I feel great because I caught a lot. I don't get to spend much time like this with my children, so I'm very happy.
He likes it, the fish doesn't.
And now for the food, the grilling and the roasting, the main events of the Mungtang Festival. Fresh air really does give you a big appetite. And the perfect solution, well, fresh fish cooked to perfection over a fire.
And chestnuts.
The crackling of the fire and the delicious aroma. We couldn't prepare the food fast enough.
It's more yummy because we get to eat it right after catching it. It is so fresh, the fish just seems to melt in your mouth.
You know, it's exactly what he said. I mean, the fish is, cooked just right, really does just melt in your mouth.
Gives you stamina.
I feel like I've got more energy and I'm ready for the next challenge of the day.
Okay, so now my visit to Sumi Village may be over, but my trip definitely wasn't. The adventure was going to continue at Yumyeongsan Mountain. Now, if you're part of the leisure sports crowd, you probably already heard of this famous place. It's amazing for paragliding.
I enjoyed the rocky ride up to the top of the mountain. It was an extra bonus as part of the trip. The scenery is beautiful, looking down from the sky, so yeah, fantastic.
We walked through the fields of silver grass on the mountainside to get to the paragliding takeoff site. I'm here at the top of the mountain, and I've been paragliding before, but never this high. It's so high, but so beautiful. The colors are already inspiring me. It's time to go!
Do they give you those GoPros, the cameras, so you can have a souvenir?
Yes, they do.
Oh.
No fear, no hesitation.
I mean, so it could take video.
Yeah,
the video souvenir.
Well, maybe there was a little hesitation, but there's no choice once you're off and running. So I flew over an ocean of silver grass, spots of red and orange foliage with an incredible view of Namhangang River in the distance.
You're having a blast.
I was, yeah.
Well, that's high. You weren't scared?
No.
Where do you land is my question. How do you know where you're gonna land?
We'll find out soon enough.
Well, lucky, that's in the
There it
hands
is.
that's in the hands of the instructor.
The handler, huh?
Yeah, so there you go, look at that.
Right on your butt.
Woohoo! I made it! That was amazing. The colors are beautiful. The weather was perfect. We took off no problem. Soaring into the air, I felt like a bird.
These agri-travels to farming villages around the country really offer city dwellers an amazing escape from the constant hustle and bustle and stresses of urban life. Eat your heart out at Sumi Village, then soak in the view while paragliding through the skies of Yangpyeon. You won't regret it.
And they even give you one of those selkabongs that we call, right?
The selfie sticks.
Selfie sticks, right? You have with the cameras. And
Yeah.
that's great footage. I mean, it has to feel so serene up there. I mean, no sounds of motors, no sounds of automobiles. It's just the sound of the wind and you gliding in the sky.
And some birds chirping maybe along the way.
Maybe. Were you able to see any birds there?
No, I think I was higher than most of the birds.
Wow,
so,
really interesting.
It's really high. It's 860 meters above sea level, which is actually one of the highest gliding sites in all of Korea. And yeah, once you're up there, it's just this gorgeous view. And I think you said it perfectly. It's just you, nature, and silence.
And a guy in the back.
Well, and a guy in the back. But even if you don't want to hold the selkabong, he can do it for you.
Oh,
So you
really?
don't have to
So he's at your disposal. You just tell him what you want to do, right?
Yeah, it's a really nice experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
but
I guess if you have enough experience, you can go without the guy in the back.
That's correct. You have to do it a certain amount of times
Okay.
It's
to be
a
able to
training
do that.
course that you have to go through.
Oh, but I wouldn't dare jump off the cliff, even if I have a parachute on my shoulder or instructor on the back of me.
Well, I mean, it's really safe for newbies because you're going tandem, and they have trained instructors. They're making sure that your experience is very safe, and you feel very safe as well. So if you would like to sign up, all you got to do is visit the website, and I really recommend it, especially for city dwellers like myself, because as I mentioned earlier, it's really close to Seoul. So
Right.
Let's go back to the Sumi village.
Yeah.
It's not that far away from the mountain, and you can have so much to eat in the Sumi village, right?
you
Tell us-
can, yeah. You want to know about eating? Sure. I mean, I'm an expert at that. I enjoyed that part the most. I think the catching the fish with the bare hands, the picking of the chestnuts from the 150-year-old tree.
Wow.
We also made jinpang,
jinpang.
and that was really good too. So eating is great. But when you actually take part in it beforehand and you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor, so to speak, that
Literally, actually.
yeah, that's really the best. That was the best part for me. And the Mongtang Everything Grilled Festival is still going on, and it will be going on until early December. So you definitely want to check that out because there was a lot of delicious food, and everything is grilled and everything is delicious.
So, apart from Sumi Village and the paragliding,
Yeah.
what else are there to do
Sure.
in Yangpyeong?
There's a few things. The first one would be the Yeongmunsan Mountain. Now, this is a beautiful mountain for hiking with your family. It's a very easy course, and not too difficult, so you can go with everybody. And atop the mountain, atop the Yeongmunsan mountain is the Yeongmunsan Mountain Temple, and you see it here. Here's the beautiful temple, and there's a 1,100-year-old ginkgo tree there, which is the oldest, biggest ginkgo tree in all of East Asia.
Wow.
Now this we're looking at is the rail bike course in Yangpyeon. It follows the track which is a part of the old Chungang railway line. Now this kind of railway track experience is great to do during the autumn. I've done something like this before.
Right.
And just, it's a...
Where you did all the pedaling yourself.
I did all the pedaling, you remember that?
Your partner didn't help
But what's
you.
really great is you've got a lot of flexibility in terms of where you can look. And in this time of the year, the foliage is just so beautiful. It's the perfect time to do something like that.
Okay.
Sounds great, Joey. You just made this whole like studio want to visit the Sumi village and experience what you did. Thanks again.
You're very welcome. It's
Thank you.
my pleasure.